In case you missed it, here's a Sports Animal Rewind.
Daniel, a lot of people have made the comparison to 2 years ago because it was the same 4-3 defense. What's the comparison, similarities, differences between the defense 2 years ago under Justin Wilcox?
I think the similarities is that it's a 4-3. You know, a lot of things are coached differently in the way that they do it, like coached with coming out of your hips, hands, and the way games are run, the way coverages are. Of course, I don't know much about coverage, but that's probably about the basis of it. And then the thing that they preach more than anything is effort, running to the ball, and things like that. And I think effort will be the biggest difference. But schematic-wise, it's a 4-3, and so you got this gap, play it, make a play.
Well, I think what excites fans is the fact that you guys statistically were really good 2 years ago. Right. So they think, all right, same formation, we're going to get the same results.
Right. I hope so. We've been working for that, but they've installed it the right way and been able to do it slow enough to where guys can master each concept. You know, we don't have 14 checks for one formation. Mm-hmm. It's, okay, if it's 3x1, it's this, 2x2, it's this, if it's back home, this. And so it's allowing guys to just play fast. You see, I mean, I got a mental image right now of Matt Arnold just sitting on a route, knowing exactly what route it is and just baiting the QB to throw it. Then right when he throws it, pitch 6. And I think he had an interception in the orange and white game doing that same thing.
Yeah. A lot of your teammates have complimented you because you know what everybody's role is and everybody's position on that D-line. Explain the differences between the D tackle and the nose guard in this defensive responsibilities.
It all depends really on what each play is doing, because we run, of course, multiple fronts more than just the base 4-3, but the biggest thing is the nose usually gets more double teams than the 3 technique will. And a lot of times I'll look at Big Dan, make sure he's got the play. I'm like, hey, Dan, you got this on this play. But the biggest difference is you just got to have someone in there that knows where to be and to be able to take up 2 and free a linebacker, or to be able to take off 2 and then when that one goes away to be able to come off and still make a tackle. And not many people can get beat up every play and to strain every play. And then with Big Dan at the 3, it made things pretty easy for me because he just goes in and just walks them wherever he wants to.
Well, from a size standpoint, though, isn't it reversed to what you traditionally see, right? You see the bigger guys at the nose and then the smaller guys. You lost weight, right?
Yeah, I lost weight. And that was just one of the things that Dad talked about and wanted to do. And Big Dan's done great at the 3 because what it helps us do is when a team runs power and they try to double team him, it's almost impossible to move Big Dan out of that hole. And he's able to get good penetration up the field and to make the ball cut back to where we want it to be so they can't circle us. It's been really impressive to see how it's all worked together. And, of course, we got Mo coming back healthy, too, and he's going to be a great help for us.
How much has changed? Is it just like younger guys stepping up, moving into the roles of Jacquez and Corey since they've been out?
Yeah, we needed that, and it was a great time for all of them to get reps to learn everything. We had some guys really step up, and I've been really impressed with Jalen Miller is, of course, my freshman. And you can tell like some people are just born naturally with that little ability to get sacks, and so him getting more reps is going to help us out big time, I think.
Butch Jones is so different in the way he's done things, as you know, from what we've seen. But you're one of the veteran guys that you've heard the voices and new guy. How long did it take for you to sort of buy into some of the very different things that Butch Jones does?
It was all a process, and so the first thing we had to do was to get in shape to be able to buy into him, because a lot of things that he has you buy into, you have to be in great shape for. And so that was a hard process of being able to do. But once, it was like he'd say one thing and he'd be like, okay, well, see if it's true. Then it would be true. And then he'd say something else and it'd be true. And so after a while, it's just like, he's got his ducks in a row here. I was like, I'm not going to question anything else he does. If he says this is important, then I'll do it. And I think I'm not the only senior that's done that. I think every senior really that I know has really bought into that philosophy. And then in turn, he's put a bunch of the pressure on us saying, look, this is your football team. How do you all want to be remembered? And so he puts pressure on us to go out there every day to hold each guy accountable so that he can coach technique and things like that, and we hold the guys accountable.
From the outside, the things that he's talked about, it looks like he's delivered on all of them. Yeah. From a player standpoint, is that the same? Yeah,
I would say so. If he makes us a promise, he's been, almost spot on with it. Because it's funny, he was, he tells us all the time, he's like, hey, I got a text from Eric Spoelstra. And then, of course, this is during the NBA Finals. We're like, ha, ha, ha. And then, of course, on Wednesday, he comes out here and there's Eric Spoelstra sitting on the field. And it's just like, I guess he does know everybody and everything. And so it's just another one of the things. You're just like, well, he knows what he's doing. He's relentless and passionate about what he does. And he's like, so I got to be too if I want to play here.
Last thing, I'll let you go. They gotta get you out of here. But has your excitement in what you think this season can be for Tennessee, has that changed at all now, 14 practices in, as opposed to maybe what it was in the off season?
It has. Just seeing the progression of every guy and seeing guys buy into what he's preaching and seeing, how far we've come from practice 13, 14 of the spring to practice 14, 15 of the fall. Just seeing how guys have changed and how much better of a team we are because of it. It's just amazing to watch on film. And then, we still have a lot of things, old habits that we're trying to get out of from playing 4 different defenses. I'm really excited to see how it goes this year and next year and later on, because once he gets, multiple years doing the same techniques, I don't think there'll be many teams that'll be able to stop what he's doing.
Daniel, thanks for the time. Appreciate you hanging out.
Thank you.
It's Daniel Hood here at Tennessee Media Day.